But you gotta be in compliance with that PM10. I don't know the exact penalty, but I know you get a penalty. The county
You can be held in non-attainment, and then it gets ugly. We're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of PM10 and PM 2.5, but dust mitigation is a big deal in Pinal County. Big deal in Arizona, but big deal in Pinal County. What other questions do you have for us? Surely there's some more questions. Go ahead, Stacey.
I just was curious, since I made some notes here. Since you're the sitting county supervisor, why do you feel it's appropriate to wage this war against Mr. Johnson? Like, if that's your agenda, why don't you just resign and wage that battle and not do it from a public seat?
I haven't purported to be a county supervisor in any capacity on this argument. I said I'm a Santan Valley citizen. I have the ability to...
Are you a homeowner or a renter?
I'm a renter. I don't own a home at all anymore. This job took care of that right away.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. The pay cut that we took with this job, yeah, took care of that.
And then what about the press accounts for Curtis, the Ford Corporation that's behind the website, who've admitted to investing money?
Business owners. There are a number of businesses that have invested in the Pinal Truth Squad, and citizens.
The mine that wants to go into Florence that's been investing into the website, is that correct?
That's true. That's true. They have contributed to the 501c4 and basically trying to level the playing field. They just want everybody to play nice.
But why would we want? You were on salt, correct?
Yeah, I was on salt.
Okay,
yes.
so you, for people that don't know what that is, it's preserving the
Superstitionary Land Trust.
So when you lived over there, you were a part of that, correct?
Yeah.
So why would we want to protect our area? Why would we want to stop a mine from coming in?
The issue's not about the mine. The issue is about getting accurate information about the mine, and that's what the bottom line is. Where are the truths in everything that's going on?
But where are the truths? Water table.
I agree. As everybody should be. I'd be concerned. We all need to be concerned about the water table. How do you mitigate that risk? How much is the risk? Is it worth the risk? You know, is the process. Not the fear-mongering that's going on. Oh, you're all going to die. Nothing's going to be populated. Nothing will grow. It's horrible. It's all these things. Stop. That's where I was at. Stop. Let's talk about fact. In fact, let's go to hydrologists. Let's talk to people who actually know this. Now, maybe in your heart of hearts, you're like, you know, I don't care what the experts say. I don't like it. I don't like the risk. I'm a no. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Me? I'm a guy, tell me more. Tell me more. I want to listen not to people who have an axe to grind or who are trying to continue to unduly influence the community and protect whatever they're protecting. I want facts. Hydrologists, tell me about this process. Where is it done? How's it done? EPA, how do we mitigate this? Okay? How are you going to do it? Okay? What happens if something goes south? Let's work some scenarios. If this goes south, is this like nuclear waste? Or is this something that's going to take 6 months to flush or wash? Or 6 years or 60 years? I don't know that answer.
Well, I think they're going to be using acid. Is that correct? For strip mining?
No. See, great thing. Strip mining. Where in the world did that come from? That has never been part of the equation. Strip mining is a brutal, invasive process that we've seen in Arizona. This is not that. This is another process altogether. It's called in situ. Do you know how you'll know that mine is there? Because there'll be trucks going in and out. Now that's an issue to think about too.
Going up and down Hunt Highway?
And Hunt Highway, they'll head out to 79. So they won't come through Santan Valley, but they'll head out to 79. And oh, by the way, we do have some rail access, and we can expand some of that, but that's all theoretical. We'll see where that goes. So that's an issue to think about. That's an issue. How many trucks, how often, those things, those are good questions. But strip mining, nobody said strip mine, but because it's so full of rhetoric and emotion, that's what comes to your head. And I'm like, stop! Tell me about this. Facts. Is it good or bad based on process, based on science, not based on, in my heart, I just don't buy it, I'm out. I don't get paid to do that. I get paid to look at facts. And when I determine that there's enough facts to make an educated decision, I'll make that decision. And that's always been my position, by the way. Facts.
One more time.
One more time. You talking about EPA again?
No.
Oh.
I want to make a response. I feel offended because you asked if we're renters or if you were the lease. or a homeowner. I lease in Santan Valley. I moved here 2 years ago from Apache Junction. That doesn't make me less of a citizen. I choose to spend my time in Santan Valley, whether I lease or homeowner. Right now, I'm forbidden to buy another home by law for 2 years to 5 years because I lost my home in a short sale. So whether you're a leaser or a homeowner, I realize you have more mistakes if you're a homeowner, but I choose to spend my time, my money, and everything else. That shouldn't make a difference as far as how we should be treated in this area. Whether you're a renter or a leaser or an owner shouldn't make any difference.
To be cut you off. Did you have anything else? Don't feel, you're not offended by our conversation, are you?
No.
Because I'm pretty direct most of the time.
No.
All right, anything
I'm
else?
just curious if you're being paid by this group
Being paid?
to lead this group.
Not right now. Not right
Is
now.
that something you're considering? What's your supervisor?
We'll see. We'll see. It's not my options. I have some other things that I'm looking at right now. But no, I'm not being paid by Curious.
And how do we know that you're not being paid by this group that's funding this
I don't know. I mean, there's no legal way for you to see. It's just, no, I'm not being funded by Curious.
Okay, or by the group being paid by this, what the 401, 501c.
My money does come through my funds do come through the 501c4.
So you're being paid by the group.
Yes.
Okay.
Who's going to go to court? What other questions you got? Surely, Mr. Michael.
So if everything with Curious was to come back and the EPA was to say that the environmental impact is minimal, what would the economic impact of Pinal County be for the citizens? And how much of that could go towards funding the repair of the highway?
Well, you know, there'd be millions, and the reality is, sorry, bro. The reality is, think of what could happen in Florence. Think of the development agreements you could come up with. Say, I need better schools, I need more ball fields, I need this. You have a multi-million-dollar corporation that stands to make a lot of money. If I were the one negotiating this, I would put all the onus on EPA. Dude, if you can figure out how to get past those knuckleheads, knock yourself out. Just in case you do, I want the moon. I mean, I need my downtown. I need $10 million invested in Main Street tomorrow. That's how I would approach the problem. But I would still put all the onus on EPA because those are the experts. Now, whether you trust them, if you don't trust the EPA, then we're done. The argument's over. That's where it is. I'm sticking with experts, and there is value in your gut decision. It's like, I just can't buy it. That's cool. There's value in that. But there's a process. There's a vote. We'll talk about it. That's where city councils, that's what they get paid to do. But, so that's about
it's not just the EPA that's looking into.
No, there's so many.
ADQ and there's other organizations.
There's 19 different permits that are required before you do anything.
Right.
And every one of them has got to come up with a reason, try to give you reasons why they should let you do this. They're just putting all the no's out there. Until you meet this laundry list, you can forget about it. So you go down and you start nugging and chugging and knocking out all these things. And when you get to one that you can't do, there's no waiver for that. Sorry. Go do it somewhere else.
So then what is the argument against allowing this to happen by
right here,
utility company?
right here, the
By
passion.
utility company.
Utility.
What's the argument against? With all these regulations leading up to it.
Yeah, the passion of the issue that's either supported or not through fact. And that's where we need more fact out there. And even with the fact, if you don't buy the facts, because this is that's fine. That's what you'll say, no, this is a no. I don't believe the EPA can do their job. It's not worth any risk or any level of mitigation that's put forward. I just can't stand it. And that's where it is, and that's okay. Ms. Wall.
Just some facts, since we're on the fact train here. From Curious's own website, the fact is that they will be injecting 15 billion gallons of sulfuric, 5 billion gallons of sulfuric acid into the ground over a 20-year period. Second fact, they will be delivering 15 truckloads of toxic chemicals to their plant every day on Hunt Highway. Another fact is that they received a letter from the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality outlining 88 deficiencies in their permit application that were to have been replied to by September of last year, which they have now tabled and asked for a temporary halt to their requirement. They recently sent a letter to the EPA indicating that one of the monitoring wells that BHP installed in the late 1990s from their original test drilling have shown alert level exceedances of magnesium, sulfates, and total dissolved solids. Now, if that isn't enough fact to warrant those of us who are against the mine to be concerned that this is too great a risk to happen, then I don't know what is.
And how many gallons did you say?
5 billion.
5 billion? 5 billion. That is 250,000 gallons a year.
Too big a figure.
2.5 million gallons a year. 2.5 million gallons a year. For 20 years. 2.5 million gallons. 2.5 million gallons of water. A pool is about 25,000 gallons. That's 1,000 pools. 1,000 pools. 1,000 pools. I probably got 20,000 pools sitting out here right now. So let's look at water. The numbers again. Passion. That's a huge number. What does that equal? I was like, well, let's put our engage our brain and start dropping it down. Boom, 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 boom. How many gallons per year is that in water? That's 1,000 pools. That's a lot of water.
It's more than 1,000 pools.
It's not the quantity of water, it's the makeup of the liquid itself.
Exactly. It's part of the, you're right. It's
And they will be traveling on Hunt Highway with this?
Yes.
not with the acid.
Yes, they will.
Well, they'll
How do
have
you
to
think
ship
it's
it in.
gonna get there?
They're right.
Where's the exact location of the mine?
Oh, great! No, it's on Hunt Highway. You go past Anthem, you go around the curve, and you keep. No, it won't go through Santan. It'll go out to 79, then kick up north.
So they'll go down.
79, Hunt Highway.
Go down to 7 through, but you'll go past Anthem.
Well,
Yeah, past Anthem, on the curve, and you keep going down, and it's on the right. You'll see it on the right, about 4 miles past Anthem.
So by Attaway.
Past that.
Past that? So
Yeah.
it'll be between Attaway and 79.
Yes. Just across the street from F Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I work in Southwest Ambulance.
Okay, so you know the deal. Yeah, so it's right there.
So, but that's, you know how people drive on the road, and that's a 2-lane road, and there's a lot of accidents. 79 is also 2-lane roads, lots of accidents. People aren't paying attention. That's a lot of harsh chemicals. Spills happen. There's not a fire department to respond. It has to be 843 from Copper Basin because that's a dead county area, and Florence won't respond to something like that if it's out of their area.
You know what? That's a great point. You know what you would do to help mitigate that? You would mandate. Guess what, Curious? You want to do this? I need a fire station right there. It's going to cost you $5 million.
And you're going to have to extend the town limits. And
Town limits already screwed out there.
It's already
even if
in
they
the
came up with
town
an
limits.
independent,
Because they're
you
not-
man this.
It's downtown.
They're not supposed, because Florence doesn't usually respond unless it's, if it's.
I understand. Obviously, if someone's going to put a fire station in, man it, and do all those things, you can do it.
It's going to cost a lot more than $5 million because you're going to have to pay salaries,
Yeah, might as well.
3 different shifts,
It's
4
fine.
people,
These are things.
trucks.
These are points that you need to bring up, and these are things that would be negotiated. So, but it doesn't negate it altogether. You would say, if you want to do this, you need to have this, this, this. If you can't or won't do this, then it's not going to happen. But we're not even to that part of the discussion yet.
But it's just added, I mean, dangerous road, 2-lane roads, lots of chemicals.
Amen. Amen. Things to talk about. Things to talk about.